I noticed he was a gentleman, that's what stood out to me.
And she got upset and started washing the dishes, cleaning up.
This month, my parents celebrate a significant milestone in their marriage, 30 years. I called them up to find out how it all started and what it takes to achieve such a significant milestone. What is your first memory of Dad?
We were all part of the same home group. He was actually, in the beginning, more friendly with my sister than with me. Then as the time went on, just noticed him. I noticed he was a gentleman, that's what stood out to me. He always was softly spoken, quietly confident man.
The first time I remember we'd been to church and I went home with my sister. She had been to work, she was working shifts and she came back and there were dishes everywhere all over the kitchen. And she got upset and started washing the dishes, cleaning up. Down my waiter. I don't think she even realized I was there.
So what did you like most about him? What attracted you to him?
He was always very kind to everybody. He was always a person giving lifts to other people, going out of his way. Even if it wasn't on his way to church, he would go and collect people and give them lifts to church and then back again. It's not a quality that you see too often. He was always very kind and wanting to help other people.
I thought she was pretty and that she was very independent.
How did you propose?
I asked the question.
Well, we were sitting in the lounge in my apartment the one day. We were just chatting about all his running commitments, how he had to wake up early in the morning, and then when he would come and visit me in the evening, he was always tired.
I was ranting and raving about comrades and running, how much commitment it took and things like that. And then I dropped the question in the middle of the running, telling her how much commitment it would take to marry me.
So, I don't know, it just came out the blue and said, oh, why don't we get married? And it was like nothing on going to bended knee or anything like that.
No, why not?
And what did she say? What was her reaction?
She looked stunned and then I had to repeat it again and then she was overwhelmed.
Very strange. And I actually said, what did you say? Come the question again. But that's him. He's very down to earth and natural, no frills about him.
So what do you like most about Dad today?
Well, over the 30 years we've been very committed to one another, through thick and thin, through good times, through bad times, financial hardships, health hardships, so we've just stuck together.
The fact that she's still a very independent woman and she's very strong.
What annoys you most about him today?
I was going to say washing the dishes.
When I go off my head, blah, 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 and talking, and expecting him to respond, and somebody doesn't say a word, and it just drives me a bit crazy because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
He always wants me to talk. Talk to me.
But he says no, he's listening, but I need some feedback, so sometimes it's a bit frustrating.
I have to find things to say. When I've had a long day and my mind is empty, I've got to purposely really make an effort to say something because I'm tired and I've had enough for the day.
Yeah. What do you think the secret is to having stayed married so long?
I think it's communication and being committed to one another.
It's commitment, but I think first our commitment to God.
The base is also our love for God and serving God together.
What our relationship with God is like, is that it's never bending, it's trusting and having faith in God all together for everything, in everything. And knowing that our commitment to God is so strong, our commitment to each other, having made that commitment in front of God, makes it more real than anything else.
What is your favorite thing about being married?
You've always got somebody to share your heart with, the good things and the bad things, and also just to be able to have a partnership in doing things together. And even if you're not doing things together, you know you got that person's support.
Spending time together. I enjoy spending time with them.
What was really interesting is that you both said very similar things. You're on the same wavelength, and it just shows so much why your relationship has worked.
I feel like punching him sometimes.
Okay, I've got a few extra questions for you together. What does it feel like to know you've been together for 30 years?
It's quite an overwhelming thought. It's like, it doesn't seem real because the time has gone so quickly.
30 years seems like such a long time, but
It doesn't feel
it
that
doesn't
long.
feel that long. Yeah. Makes you feel old, but it's a good thing.
When we got together, we had nothing. We had absolutely nothing. So we had to scrounge to get money to our savings, a few savings we had to buy the engagement ring,
Pay for the wedding.
and to pay for the wedding. And we had a little breakfast wedding.
What do you think is the lowest point been in your marriage, and how did you get through it?
Probably the time that we were when I was in the police force and we were battling financially, and
I think for me it's been all the medical issues that we've had to go through, the back operations and things like that, and not knowing whether you're going to be able to do what you used to be able to do. But the finances always becomes a big strain when you're financially strapped and you don't know whether what you're going to be able to do next, or whether you're going to be able to afford the roof that you've got over your head. But just over the years, it's just become more and more real to me, is that it doesn't matter as long as you're in a comfortable, clean place. It doesn't matter where you live. It's not about pressing the Joneses, because when we were younger, I think there was an element of that, of trying to do better than the next person. At the end of the day, it's about creating memories and being able to just jump in the car for the weekend and go and enjoy time in the mountains or at the sea, and go and take some photographs and just spend some time together.
When you were going through those hard times, what do you think got you through them?
never say die attitude. Just hanging in there.
And also knowing that God was there with us through this time. And we had some strong Christian friends around us as well, supporting us and praying for us through it. And I think that's what's important. When we built our home as well, we didn't have all the finances, but just trusting God and believing that's where He wanted us to go. And we sit in this home today and often think, didn't think we'd ever achieve this.
What's the greatest thing you think you've accomplished together? You're not allowed to say me.
To set up home. Move from the flat to a house, to a better house, and then building this house.
Making it a home, not just a house. Yes, making it a home.
Okay, last question. If you could give somebody who's about to get married one bit of advice, what would it be?
Marriage is not all rosy. There are some thorns along the way, and it's about commitment. If your relationship is not based on friendship, it's going to be tough, because you expect it all to be rosy and lovey-dovey all the time. It's not always like that.
Firstly, do they know who they are, where they are, and what they do? We knew God, we knew who we were in God, we knew what we wanted to do was right. And when we made the commitment, that was the commitment.
But we understand that through life things do happen, and people do split up. And we don't condemn those people, and that we just feel compassion for them. And it's very sad. So many families break up, and people go through so much hurt. And that's why I think if you're going to go into marriage, think about it very carefully. And go in for the long haul. With God's help, God's grace, God's love, God's peace. That's very, very important. Because if it wasn't for God in our lives, I don't think we would be here standing here today.
Well, congratulations, 30 years.
Thank you.
An amazing achievement. I'm very proud to be one of the few people that have parents that have stuck together, and you've been an amazing example to me on what love looks like. I just want to thank you and congratulate you. I love you very much.
Love you too, Mike.
You too.